bounty runes. That was... Nobody was prepared for that. That's really weird. Because normally you would see like everybody formed up for it. But nobody went for the runes actually on the side of first departure. And that's incredibly troubling to me because A, Fixers already burns through the majority of his regen. He's going to have to ferry himself a salve. But he doesn't have the salve money because he didn't get the bounty rune. And the Storm got the bounty rune. Like, that's pretty significant.
Yeah. So he's already so far behind in the mid lane. So first departure, not the greatest start in the world. So what you're talking about with Roshan, I'm assuming you thought he could bait them into Roshan, thinking they're actually doing Roshan, then Roshan comes out and then claps them all?
You attack Roshan, and then you run away, and then Roshan's in the middle of the bounty rune, and you can't do anything about it. It's terrible, but I've done it before.
It sounds like one of those blitzy things to do.
Roshan is your 5th hero, man.
Febby's hoping for a bottle snipe, but the salve is now just coming out to fix us.
Oh, all the players are... Yeah, it was guessed correctly, though. It is going to be an MP carry.
Anyone want to say you know this team back to front, then?
I really do. I just...
Oh, Fix is in trouble. Fix is in a lot of trouble. He's got to actually orb jump that one, but he didn't get it off. He had the mana for it. He was ready to go. He phase shifted to start with.
I can't believe, though, that the more surprising thing is that last right click killed him without the overload charge. Like, that, to me, is the most surprising. Like, Puck's armor is okay, so he must have taken, like, the absolute max that the Storm could have put out.
And that's first blood to MVP. There's 2 bounty runes. What were we talking about during our last series? What happens with a Puck? Why is Puck not really played? Not a strong laner and really hard to catch up. Especially when he like has moments like that in the lane.
Oh, sweet. Kyo even finds a regen rune. He's like, nice. It's just... things could get better.
If only if he was level 6, he'd be happier. How's the offlane going for MVP? So 2.5 levels up against Miracle. Because for me, like, this is still the guy. Like, Miracle is still the guy I want to watch. I don't care if everyone just dies so many times. Because that was the 0-7 silencer game that the first departure played. They went 0-7 and Miracle's Morphling just carried. Was that the Morphling game that carried him through? But that was later on. But there was basically a game where it was like 0-7 and it's like, screw it. We just win anyway on Miracle.
I mean, that's what Miracle does for you. He's one of those players in C that I feel like is really unique because he demands that kind of respect and attention. He's so good at the split push game. Like, he understands it to Admiral Bulldog levels as a carry. Like, he just understands how he's supposed to create pressure, how not to die. Just incredibly frustrating player to play against.
I had to double check. It was the PL game. He played a PL game with the silencer who went 0-7. And Cal's really getting, he's annoying the crap out of Heen. Sitting in the tree line, Heen just cuts through to try and find Cal. He'll drag the entire creep wave down, which was already his desire, but not to face up against Febby as well. So Cal, level 1 surge only, so not the quickest way out of here. But no other rotations coming, so he should just be able to walk it off. Hero is not really ready to do anything. In fact, he's going to be picked up and dragged back by Lubby. I'm not really feeling the combo here. Like, is it meant to be dragged back into a rift, an orb, to try and kill off QO?
I think it's just they wanted to put pressure on him, but he's got full everything again, so doesn't really do too much. And QO is still getting pretty much freeform in this lane. Like, 22 CS at 4 minutes is pretty decent. The bottom rune, they're finally going to get some
haste
out of it. This is a good rune to have, too, for Fixers.
I didn't even think about having a crack at March. If they check his, oh, he's running bottle. I was about to say, if they check his mana, he doesn't have anything, and then the courier just flew in the bottle.
If the problem right now is though, if Fixers was close to the level 6, or if he had boots or a TP, this could be a kill rune for them. But at the very least, they're gonna pick up Febby. The downside of all of this is they're wasting a lot of time to do it. And wow,
they haven't finished the job
yet.
So long. Picking him up, throwing him back. Because it took so long now, QO is making his way over, as well as March. He's got shards available. They can just go for Kai. Kai doesn't really have an easy way out, so they're going to throw both of them together, which allows the Remnant overload.
Oh,
and now Fixes as well.
Kyo shouldn't be able to get this. He's going to look for the other one, but realizes they're both far away. Still a rebuttal kill. It's pretty significant.
Because it gives more to Kuro. Kuro's now at 2.6k net worth. Yeah, he just passed the bottle off him. Just like he just dropped from his top net worth because he gave the bottle over to the Wyvern.
He gets a fully recharged bottle at the same time. Pretty significant if you notice that Fixers doesn't have one. Fixers isn't even level 5 yet. Like, he's a full level and change behind. QO, who's already 6 for quite some time now, and this mid lane, it looks like they kind of want to make a move, or maybe even just in case. If he gets the
really
silence off, oh, he misses it.
They can glimpse him back though. QO's still going to get glimpsed all the way back in. Can he jump? There's a cold embrace, buying him some time to be able to jump away. Fixers does not have his ultimate yet. In fact, QO is forcing the issue on Kai. The attack from Wyvern was going to connect anyway. Now the QO MVP comes in with the gyrocopter cooldown. Second rocket will connect on Lubby, and they're going to go in underneath that tower with Rocket Barrage and the extra attack from Febby. It's going to be an upper Miracle looking for the quick pickoffs. MP
doesn't get
needs to get out. There's your cold embrace, and Marge is now arriving. Snowballing in, doesn't bring MP with him. Just shards up over on Miracle. So they go for the Rocket Barrage, isolating Miracle, and a double kill for MP. Oh, this was not the plan, First Departure.
He doesn't get the waveform hit, actually, on MP, and it looked like that would have been a free kill. And then they just begin to outplay FD everywhere. Like, Febby with opting to go for the Cold Embrace that early, which a lot of the times you just see people get 2 in the Splinter Blast instead, or 2 in the Octric Burn. But he decided to go for the Cold Embrace early. Pays off incredibly. Like, that's so many dividends. And the Darkseer does get a kill, but he's going to immediately get traded out by 2 TP rotations coming in, and the net worth difference is just, it's growing pretty large now, Toby.
Overall, okay, so it's about 3,000 and about just shy of 2k on the experience. Doesn't seem like much this early on, but for 7 minutes, it's still bloody good. And it's a lot of work coming into QO as well as MP. Like, MP is 3-0 on this Jaro. QO is 2-0-3 on this Storm Spirit. Like, your 2 big cores for MVP had a good start. And even Munch, like, he might have, he doesn't even have a death to his name. He's a 1-0-1 Tusker. The only kills First Departure have gotten so far are support kills.
March, just such a smart player, able to make the rotation every time. Miracle, I mean, it looked really promising. I think if he hits that waveform, he manages to get the kill, but March just traps him out. He's still keeping up when it comes to farm, but dying right there to the Gyrocopter, who just picked up kill after kill and still keeping up in CS. 47 to his name right now. And this is just really rough for First Departure right now, because the laning phase had to go better for them.
Yeah,
because we talked about it. The Puck is a hero. Like, what is he going to do? He can kind of farm the stacks, but it's not as efficient as some mid-heroes, because the cooldown on his abilities is a little bit long. He just hit, like, he's just about to hit level 7, 8 minutes into the game. He's quite far behind now.
This is a situation where you almost won, like, First Departure, why did you take the fight? Like, if you play a little bit more passive, just let Darkseer do Darkseer things on either the offlane or what he's doing right now, going into the jungle, which is his way of catching up and potentially getting that mech for the team fights later on. While Miracle running this Morphling, like, he just needs space to farm up. Marge is going to harass him, but he should never be able to kill him. And then Disrupt the Rubik as well as Puck, they can start to rotate if they want to, or just switch in and out of lanes.
Oh, and QO, he's on the hunt right now. He sees the stack.
Oh, he attacked the stack, though.
He knows for sure that somebody's there.
Okay, with the fact that Sata Blast actually went that direction, maybe even QO knows.
Oh, this is so huge for him to steal this stack. This was a 3-stack that he actually just stole from the Darkseer, and he's going to get away out of this. He's just got an absurd amount of farm right now. Fixer's is nowhere near him. He's getting doubled up right now, and he actually cleared his own stack, and he's still nowhere near the level of farm that QO has right now. And this just entire team is firing on all cylinders.
Looking good, smoking up as well. MVP, they're heading down south. They do not want to let Miracle get out of control. Best way, kill him. But they see Lubby instead, so Storm Spirit, long jump down, Lubby, no control. And now Miracle, where is that jump away? He doesn't actually have a replicate, so he's going to have to outplay MVP right now if he wants to try and survive. Waveforms over 3, starts a bit of a strength morph, has 10-1 charges, the Puck with a Dream Call, trying to hold MVP there, but they're very happy to fight from inside the Dream Call. MP takes the damage, they've got to switch off the aggro, and they just Cold Embrace him anyway. Fixes is dead to the wall.
They know Kai's down there too.
This is an absolute disaster. They even kill off the Radiant Courier halfway through all of this.
Do they? Oh, yeah, that's so...
It had observers and sentries on it. And they'll look just to bring down the tier, well, do considerable damage to the tier 1 tower. And Heen wasn't even involved Heen's sitting in the middle lane, cracking his level 6 and getting his Ice Blast.
There's going to be no wards up for quite some time now, and those sentries are expensive too. And you need those initial wards as well. So losing the courier with the wards on top of that, they're going to lose the bottom tower too. This is such a huge net worth swing that we're about to see happen right now, and MVP just kind of 5-manning really early right now. Like, first departure definitely didn't anticipate this happening at this speed anyways.
Well, it's because the stance allow them to do so though. Like, Kua would never be able to do this if he had himself a lot more of an even matchup up against the puck. Same thing for MP. Like MP is managing to go at 0.5 kill a minute at the moment. He's got 502 on this gyrocopter. Even the Storm Spirit's 306 now.
Oh, just everything that could be going right now for MVP is like, and it all starts with that solo kill. I want to call it a solo kill, but it wasn't really. It was like half and half because the Winter Wyvern disengaged and it was just Keo following up.
Yep.
That happened on the puck. That was so significant because that's a 2-level advantage that the Storm manages to get. And that means that the puck got his level 6 past the time when he needed to. Like, that's when the laning phase ends and people can start rotating for free. And without that counter initiation ability, it's too hard for him to come back. And now we're going to see another gank. Like, how often do we see Miracle just get abused like this? He doesn't have the replicate up either.
It's the same rinse and repeat too. Like, they smoke in exactly the same position. And FD, they feel safe because there's an observer in the lane looking for this kind of action. But the smoke was too far away, so now they just curse him. Snowball in as well. Walrus Punch, Ice Blast. Everything to ensure that this Morphling does not escape. They didn't know his replicate was down. But they took no chances at all.
There's no reason to at that point, because we talked about it before. Miracle is the star player, like one of the really homegrown stars of the C scene. You don't want him to get off to a good start, especially. A lot of the games where he just goes nuts, he gets given maybe 10 minutes of space, and that's all it takes. But MVP just continuing to apply the pressure, not really allowing him to get anything going. And meanwhile, during this time too, Heen's about to pick up a Hand of Midas as well. And you just got nothing on any of your cores right now. The Ice Blast is going to see all of them rotate in.
It actually even hits with the shards too. Vix has got hit by that. If there was any follow-up damage, he'd probably die. I think Miracle might also be very happy. He's got a couple of points up in strength at the moment and didn't morph complete agility, or else he would also be looking very close to death.
They're going to know, though, that that entire team is there. Like, that Ice Blast was just so fortuitous. It just happens to nail all 5 heroes.
Yeah. It wasn't even because of vision. Like, there is no vision there. The Sentry Wars that went down from first departure, and they put them both behind the Tier 1 tower. Miracle just used Waveform. With the shards coming in, he can't Waveform away. They got Walrus Punch. He brings an MP as well, but the Strength Morph bringing Miracle up very, very quickly. And then a glimpse back MP. He's got no way to really fight this as the Replica tanks up most of the Rocket Barrage. 3 heroes very low, but much. Well, he could turn for a shard.
I think he's going to, actually. And
Miracle doesn't have a lot of life on him, but is...
Do we have the Ice Blast available yet? No, not for 18 seconds.
He just takes out the Replicate instead. But that's still a good kill. That's almost 700 gold going into the puck, which gives him its Blink Dagger.
Oh, that's actually a huge kill. Like, being able to kill MP right there, it slows down the Gyrocopter's farm, and more importantly, you start to get some map control back, because it tells MVP we can't just go for the 2-man gank on Miracle. Like, we actually need all 3 heroes there. The downside, though, is that the Storm is going to pick up a very quick Bloodstone, because he's just used the space that he made in the early game to further his farm in the mid game, because he realizes, I've created enough space, now is the time for me to just get ahead and snowball.
I was actually wondering if a Bloodstone would be the best choice. Like, I know, like, when it comes to Storm builds, you probably know them all. I should know them all.
Yeah.
Is it worthwhile going something like a BKB up against such a lineup like this? Because you worry about the Disruptor and his ability to control you.
No, because you have the Bloodstone Suicide, and you want to snowball in cases like this. Like, you want to be able to get as far ahead as possible when you're playing the Storm Spirit. Like, even if there was, for example, I mean, they've got 2 major silences and 2 instant disables, which is something that Storm can't dodge. You still go the Bloodstone because it makes you tanky. It makes it hard for you to get killed. And you've got the full force of your entire team behind you. Like, it's just a good item to get overall, especially at this phase of the game. The puck without even upgraded boots just has the Blink Dagger, and Kyo's about to get a full Bloodstone with Treads. Like, think about the amount of farm that has to take.
Well, easy way to farm up, kill off the puck in mid. MP wants to come from behind. Actually, well, there's the puck. Jaunting in to blink away to safety. The MVP They use the normal curse trick, try and keep that melee creep up a little bit longer so they can beat into the tier 1 tower. And they're ready to fight Miracle. He can TP into this one, and Vix actually goes for the Dream Call, catching our 2 heroes. They curse over on the puck, and Kuro jumps forward. They want Vix it down, they got him as well. Kuro trapped inside the Storm ulti, and he'll eventually take the fall. Walrus Punch, Miracle, still with a lot of life behind him. 1 charges and bottle charges available, but no waveform at the moment. Febby staying with him. Is still only the Storm Spirit down for the moment. March waiting for his timing. He's got Snowball available.
He doesn't dodge
He's
the
got
rocket.
shards, and now the rocket will connect. In for the follow-up. Snowball and Rocket Barrage. They bring everyone down. Darkseer back almost to his tier 2 tower. But MVP just waited out, and they get a 4-for-1 trade-off.
And that's what I'm talking about. It took so much for them to just kill QO alone. Like, they couldn't actually get anything else out of that. Like, they used their Winner's Curse on a hero that doesn't matter too much. I think they killed Lubby with it instantly, right? But it still doesn't really impact the fight very much. Like, MVP doesn't even have an ideal fight there, and they still win it pretty dominantly.
Funny thing is, Kuro almost got out of that one. Because there was no kinetic field to go with Static Storm.
Yeah, if they actually... I think if you save the heal for the Storm Spirit in that situation, they don't have enough DPS to bring him down. But unfortunately, the Cold Embrace wasn't available. I think Febby actually opted to use it on MP, which might have been the better decision, but MP's got this recovery stack. I call it a recovery stack, but it's not even like he has to recover from anything. He's so far ahead of Miracle right now, who... I mean, Morph is one of those heroes that you just think is unkillable. There's actually no silences on the side of MVP.
Fixes. He's dead. Vortex going to drag it back in. That's a heavy Ice Blast as well. He's able to phase shift out a little bit of it, but QO, he wants to jump in deeper. He wants to take this fight. 1 for Bloodstone charges, and 2...
Oh, they might have actually just saved him.
He's still got a regeneration rune. He's going to come back into this one. So the Snowball comes up, and that's only the Replicant. They Walrus punch down the Replicant of the Rubik, realizing it's not the real one, but in comes Storm Spirit with the Wyvern combo.
Oh, the Morph
they bring down
dies.
Morphling. Cow will drop as well. QO, he actually got connected on, so no more regen for him. But the Tuskar sacrifices himself for another 3 hero kills going the way of MVP.
And that's positive Bloodstone charges now for QO. I think for a second, if he didn't use the Disrupt there,
The Glimpse?
the Glimpse, they might have been able to kill Kyo because he was pretty much out of mana. And that was just, when Kyo was able to pop the regen and re-engage like that, that just turned everything around right now because he's actually got almost he's got a full Oblivion staff. Febby has a Blink Dagger now. You've got Heen he's going for the Medallion so they can go for the Roshan over going for the fast Aghanim Scepter. But there's just farm aplenty on everybody.
Too much money. That's kind of what it comes down to. So they can pick off Roshan. Is this almost the time when what is First Departure meant to do? I'm still looking at a Morphling, 18 minutes in, who hasn't changed his items in 8 minutes. He's got Treads, Aquila, Wand, and Bottle.
He's going to get a point boost right now.
Ah, there we go. I was like, I thought he would have had some more money than this.
You never see this, though. You usually, if he's probably going to go for the Scotty, you almost always see him go for the Ultimate Orb first, just because it's more efficient.
Yeah.
But this is how poorly
It actually just looks like a casual point booster. Because what's the chance of him even finishing the Scotty?
I mean, he has to build for something, though.
Yeah. And what else is really going to help you here?
So QO almost has the Orchid now, too. Just gaining so far ahead right now. Miracle, he does have the Replicate available for another 20 seconds, so he's going to feel really comfortable about this. MP's going to chase him down, but Miracle...
Be careful not to get stunned up, or... Okay, he just waves to Replicate out. Because if he got cursed then, and then they could follow it with the Walrus Punch, they might have actually controlled him long enough that he wouldn't be able to Replicate out.
Oh, definitely. It would have been pretty scary for him, but... that's finally the Miracle that we need to see, the one that creates space by forcing people around to play around him, and this might actually be a pick off at top because MP doesn't have a BKB. This is a fairly large commitment. They have to be able to get this kill.
All they gotta do is just blink in. They've still got Dream Call available as well, and all MP glimpses him back in again. They use the Disruptor ulti. Marsh walks into the side of it. Also not exactly where he wants to be. And they used everything, including the Dream Coil.
You have to at that point, though. That's a really good pick off, though, by First Departure. I don't even think they had a waste of smoke or anything like that because they have full vision of the jungle, and they know that MVP are playing aggressively in their jungle, so they feel pretty comfortable for going for that without having to use a smoke or anything like that. Really good pick off by them, though.
Just need to get a couple more of these. Because they're worth so much as well with MVP's very big advantage. They had a 12,000 net worth advantage And almost the same for experience as well. If they can get a pick off, like they have managed to at least have one death on QO, now two on the gyrocopter, who are the two ones getting out of control. Tusker still causing issues, and well, Lobby's going to die to this. Actually dies before the Ice Blast even arrives.
That's so rough right now.
First Departure works so hard for one pick off. MVP do it without even
like
breaking a sweat.
We ran into him. We might as well kill him. Oh, we'll give this guy his death.
Well, it's because this Observer Ward. Like, it's not really the most usual Observer Ward. And the sentry which you would place on the hillside wouldn't see this.
Oh yeah, that one's really smart because you spot the rotations going in and out of bottom.
Because that was the one Rubik walked through.
Something I'd like to point out though, the Darkseer has a Blink Dagger now, Toby.
Wait,
so
what?
Team
Really?
fights, yeah, like these team fights could get a lot easier as a result.
They really have to get that combat with Kai though. Like, it's not like our last combo with the Darkseer we had earlier today, which is like this back into a Winter's Curse. Like, that's fairly instant for control. Kai's gonna have to get that kinetic field up and the storm.
Oh, they're gonna run into each other again.
But this time though, Febby is here, and oh, he's dead. He'll shatter. No joy for the Disruptor. And actually, well, Miracle's taking a lot of damage as well. He's in middle lane. March is chasing him down. There's a Replica which is now going to go the opposite direction. And QO, it's not 100% certain. So QO is sticking with the Replicate. March is sticking with the real one. And now March has overstayed his welcome. Puck's also on his way. He's got Blink and Dream Call, and then they back into two! There's that Blink Dagger going to go to work. March can't get away, but Febby's now going to arrive, and Curse is on Fixer! They're all turning around to attack him.
Oh, he has the Aegis
as
too.
well, but now they're going to get stumped, but in comes MP with the Cold Embrace. QO will be protected as MP's called down, brought out at first departure. Whew.
That was Miracle just barely survives. The Rubik actually makes that fight okay because he steals the Winter's Curse and turns it around so there's no follow-up. So really good play by him, but that could have gone a lot worse for them, and they do manage to pick off March, but they lose the puck for it, and they can't really afford these trades anymore because Kyo's about to get his Orchid, and this is the item, Toby, that'll allow him to kill any single hero on the map. Like, before, you needed multiple heroes to kill Miracle, because they didn't have silences. Like, silences are really what do it. It's not stuns, it's silences.
Yep.
Now that he's got this Orchid, the Morph is just food.
And the fact that QO has also got another 1 minute of immortality through that Aegis. Like, he can just jump on anyone that shows himself. It's almost at this point where you say first departure, either you smoke initiate just as the Aegis is about to time out, or you just don't take a fight.
I think that's actually a really good play for them to make, is if they can get another initiation. Because they were kind of close to killing Kyo there.
But they still have to wait it out. Like, you have to wait the minute. Which means you lose your tier 2 tower on top lane.
I just don't see a way that they're going to kill
And you
MP
may
once
even
he
lose
gets to
fixes. She's surprisingly, like, March has gone for this heavy utility build on the Tusker. I thought he'd look for a Blink Dagger. Like, I know QO's already jumping in, but you need something that can keep up with him.
They've got a Blink Dagger on Febby too. Like, their initiation game is strong, I think. I think getting the mech definitely is the better idea, so you can outlast the silence to help out your heroes. And at bottom, they're anticipating the gank on MP right now. They preemptively throw the Ice Blast.
It's also prepping for QO to come from behind. But he's only got 0 seconds. So it's like, okay, the Aegis Immortal is now lost for him. And QO looks like he is going to be building into that BKB now. So BKB, Bloodstone, and Orchid builds for Storm Spirit. There doesn't have anything that can touch him. And the damage output from Miracle isn't really scary enough right now that the Storm would be worried if he jumps in. Because Miracle's their only physical damage.
Yeah, and more importantly than that, he just doesn't have enough physical damage right now. Like, as it stands, the amount of farm that he has isn't going to drastically change this game or anything like that, so they have to create space for him. These ganks that they're going for, I actually really like them, because FD is doing a good job of finding these pickoffs here and there to kind of create space, buy a little bit more time, and it's been quite some time since we've seen Miracle get picked off, and so they just need to slow down the pace of this game. Like before, I know I said that FD can't really compete with the late game, but it's your best option at this point. Like, hope that Miracle gets 6-slotted, believe in his split push ability.
Glimmer Cape is done for March. As long as he turns this courier around right now. Yep, there we go. So the Glimmer Cape gets completed. The Yoga Club has flown out already. So that's 2 Glimmer Capes for MVP. An Aghanim's being built up by the Ancient Apparition. They already have their mech. They got double sets of arcane boots, so a lot of mana coming in, and safe BKBs. MVP have like everything they need to pay the bills. And what do you really get in turn? You get a fresh Yule Scepter. Disruptor is hoping he can reach that Aghanim Scepter in time. The Darkseer's got a lot to work with the Blink Dagger, so that's a nice option for him.
If you get the Aghanim Scepter on Disruptor, you can still do stuff. Like, that's actually a pretty significant pickup. And if they could do something like steal the Ice Blast on the Ancient Apparition, maybe things even get better.
Oh, Storm. That's a long jump. It's a very long jump. But he had just enough mana to do it as the Ice Blast followed in with him. And now QO, they're going to glimpse him back down again.
He has to suicide here.
Or survive. That's another option.
There's like no way he gets out of this.
You're saying that now.
Oh my.
Now Femi's going to arrive. He curses over on the Darkseer. Miracle's killing him off pretty quickly. Disruptor. The ulti's just not in time.
I actually can't believe that he gets out right there. That's 4 heroes in front of him that just watch him do that. And that's the thing, is that you're just going to embolden MVP and tell them, okay, we actually can't take fights right now. Like, it takes us so much just to take down the Storm. And we don't even do it. Like, he just killed their puck in front of them. Yeah, that was your friend. You can't just let him drive by you like that. He's about to finish a BKB too, so things just get infinitely harder.
That's like salt in the wound at the moment. First departure, you start to feel like you're getting some space where you maybe you can make plays, and then a kill which you're pretty certain you should be able to achieve, you can't. They have to find some moral high ground right now against MVP. Not morale high ground. Other different type of word. Same spelling.
Wait, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's close actually. It's missing.
It's missing the E.
What's
happening, Toby? You're misinforming our viewers.
Yeah, let's not start a grammar debate. I had enough of that with Cappy the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have another thing to tell Cap.
I spelled color with a U.
Okay, that's not that bad. I had a Jamaican teacher that used to do that in high school, my chem teacher.
Really?
So that's not as surprising.
It's the normal way to spell it. It's actually the most common way to spell color. But it's not American English. So it's not accepted.
I've seen it both, so it doesn't bother me, but QO, Storm Spirit, fine. He has a weaker move. He's got a BKB. The Aegis is about to, or the Roshan is about to come back up more accurately. They're leaving a creep in there so they can do it as fast as possible. And then I think the move is give your Storm Spirit the Aegis. He's already really tough to kill. They rack up a few kills.
How about first departure, find some kills instead? Oh, the BKB, what timing. It just got completed, and QO is going to jump in, dragging back the Disruptor. He gets the silence on Kai as well, and the follow-up, yep, it is there. Enough to find the kill. Triggers the BKB, and now they're chasing after Fix. There's no reason for the curse. Winter Wyvern will still find the pick-off, while MP is chasing after Miracle. The protection snowball and stun into Miracle. They find 3 pickoffs, and this really just does feel like they're just getting destroyed everywhere across the map.
I thought for a second that it was going to be cool, but they didn't have to go for any of that. But they decide, okay, we've got BKBs, we've got Glimmer Capes, which is such a hard counter to first departure's lineup. Like, their supports are just so rich right now too. Like, everybody just has so much money right now.
It's the point where MVP can just let economy win the battle. Rubik's able to steal the again Ball Lightning, but he actually stole that one when he escaped to the top lane. That's why he's able to just Ball Lightning TP away from MVP.
He's stolen it like 4 times this game, but it's not even the ability that you want.
You burn through your mana too quickly. Like a 650 mana pool isn't enough for a Rubik. There you go, jumps in, gets the pick up over on QO. Using it like he was using the charge the other day. And now QO, like BKB's off cooldown in 4 seconds time for him. And BKB's already off cooldown for the Gyrocopter, who turns it on. They pick up the Darkseer, moving down to the Disruptor. A double kill for the Storm Spirit. 17 Bloodstone charges now. Like, this is a level 19 Storm Spirit who almost has an instant respawn. This shouldn't happen.
He's also really, really close to, I mean, he's got 17 Bloodstone charges, he's got 2600 gold, he's really close to his next item. They only take 1 Rax, but they don't even have to expend that much. Like, the Storm still has his 9-second BKB available to him. This is definitely going to mean Roshan at the very least. This is rough. Like, if you're First Departure right now, you just have to take the next fight because you can't afford to lose 2 sets of racks in a game where mobility-wise you're already quite far behind. The Morphling does tech switch to the F blade. You're right there. He was just like. Oh.
I'm sorry. I started a war in the chat. I shouldn't have started a war in the chat.
What?
The whole color war. I guess it's all about the U right now. In the words of Cap, there is no U in USA. Anyway, sorry, I apologize. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see a way First Departure can come back in this. No matter what scenario I run through my head, they just don't have the combo. Like the only option they really have is if MVP come in 1 by 1.
Yeah, it's either that or probably the more likely thing is if they manage to get. Like, the Rubik just has to go big here. He has to steal something
This is it.
Massive.
The back in, they get a 2-man wall. There's only March and Heen. The Dream Call won't do much up these BKBs of MP. They just pop too easily. 2 down. The curse is not going to work. And, yeah, that's going to be all she wrote. At least the Rubik was able to steal that. It's bittersweet, but they realize it. GG.
It's a full team wipe to go at the end of the game. Not a whole lot that First Departure can do to come back. 70-30 is the end score. The laning phase was just, it was too much. Like MVP Phoenix